So today I'm going to be reviewing the EasyCap CamLink 4K. Not to be confused with the Elgato CamLink 4K. This is a different brand, but it's got the same name. So it even looks a little bit similar. The CamLink 4K from Elgato does not come in this kind of a metal tin, but it does look very similar. And as you can see, this is very similar in the same size, and the name's exactly the same, and it does supposedly the same thing as the Elgato CamLink 4K. So as you can see, it's just a USB to HDMI capture card that's supposed to capture in 4K 30 frames per second. You've got an HDMI slot on one side and a USB slot on the other. This does not come with any kind of adapters or anything. It's just this in the box with some paperwork. So if you need a USB-A to USB-C adapter, you'll have to buy that on your own. If you need a HDMI cable or an HDMI to, say, micro HDMI, you'll need to buy that on your own. Inside the box, underneath the little foam here, is a little bit of some instructions and a manual, which you really shouldn't need any instructions. There's some information here about how to select your input on your camera, but really these USB capture cards are fairly plug and play. You just throw them in your plug them into your computer, plug them into your camera, and they should just show up as an input device. It also came with this, says product serial number to activate. There was no serial number in here. It's just a card that says unlock some kind of surprise, go to this website, or use the QR code. The QR code and website are the same, and the page gave me a 404 error when I tried to pull it up. So not really sure what that's about, but it didn't work for me. So overall, in my testing, this has worked pretty well. You're looking at footage from the Sony ZV-E10 with the Sony 16mm 1.4 lens. All of these settings are going to be exactly the same. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the camera, I'm going to move it over to my computer, I'm going to turn it back on, and I'm just going to plug this in and record it through the CamLink 4K from EasyCap, not Elgato. So we're gonna see how this works in just a moment, and see how it compares to the native video from the Sony. So if there's any color shifting or anything, I'm using the same lights. I've got them all on, and so the room should be lit pretty much the same. I'm just going to turn this way and look at my computer and turn the camera back on, and we'll be able to see what it looks like with the EasyCap CamLink 4K. Alright, now you're looking at footage from the EasyCap CamLink 4K. This is directly from the USB capture card. It's plugged into my computer right now. All the camera settings are the same. The video record settings are the same. It should be coming in as 4K through Ecamm Live, which is the program I'm using to do the recording right now. The only thing that changed really is the audio, because I'm using a different microphone. This is a microphone that's connected to my computer as opposed to the Rode Video Mic Pro that was connected to my camera over there. Overall, other than the name, which is a disappointing, copycat of the Elgato CamLink 4K, this is a pretty good capture card. It's a 4K 30 capture card. The colors look pretty good. The resolution is great. It'll work in 4K mode. It'll work in 1080 mode. I've also used it in 720 mode. Would work great as a webcam. And it's about a little less than half the price of the Elgato CamLink 4K. So for, a little less quality, but half the price, you're really getting a good deal, I think. And if you don't have it in your budget for an Elgato CamLink 4K, this could be a great option. The only thing I wasn't able to test just yet was like durability and longevity. I'm a little concerned about how this might work in a very long live stream. I've taken an Elgato CamLink 4K and done a 3-hour live streamed event uploading in 1080, and because Facebook limits you to 1080, and it did great. It never overheated, it never stopped video, never had any problems whatsoever. So before I use this in a production setting, I would want to test that and make sure that it would hold up to the same, build quality and standards, and be able to provide a 3 or 4 hour live stream if that's your line of work. If you're just using it for Zoom meetings, or you're using it for recording in a home studio and you're pressing record and stop, it would be perfect in every way. I mean, it would work just fine. And with good lighting, I think the lighting in the recording turns out pretty good. I'm not sure how the lighting would look in a more natural setting or in daylight settings or anything like that, because I haven't tested in that. But overall, this is a really good alternative to spending $110 on the Elgato Camlink 4K. If that's out of your budget, definitely check out the EasyCap Camlink 4K.